It takes everything that a rider and a machine have to give. It's a mix of beauty and endurance in a high-speed game of chess. The Progressive American Flat Track Series presents the DuQuoin Mile.
Welcome to round 8 of the Progressive American Flat Track Series. We are here in Illinois for the Memphis Shades DuQuoin Mile. I'm Kristen Beat, joined alongside Scotty Dubler, the voice of American Flat Track. Also, Colby Carlisle, our 2017 AFT Singles champion. Gentlemen, this weekend we are hitting the official halfway point in this season, also the first mile circuit of the year. Scotty, what can we expect?
The first mile means we're going to go the fastest we've gone all year. We're going to be inches apart, big groups of riders. It's going to be amazing.
And Colby, when we move to a mile, everything changes. Setup, bike, strategy, also mentality.
Absolutely. It is such a mental game. You have to think 6 steps ahead to try to go for that win. But not only that, it's 95 degrees out today. So it is going to be an ultimate test of bike and body.
And guys, in the singles class, we have a deep field of athletes vying for a win here at the DuQuoin Mile, both contenders and rookies.
In the singles class, you got Tom Drain. He's led the points all season long, picked up his first 2 wins last weekend. He's won here before. He is my favorite to win today.
And Chase Sadoff, coming off of his win here last year, you can't take a ton of confidence from that because on these mile tracks, all the singles are so even. So you just have to really hope for a little bit of luck and play your cards perfectly.
Now shifting gears towards the Super Twins class, the battle between Briar Bauman and Dallas Daniels really heating up at this point.
Briar is actually exceeding his expectations on that brand new Harley-Davidson. He has got 4 wins and 7 podiums already.
Yeah, we're just as surprised as everybody else. The Harley has just turned out to be a wonderful motorcycle. And just looking at the history over the past few years, we were just very unsure. And every time we go somewhere, we're somewhere new, and we're still just coming out on top. And we're just so proud of how that bike is working.
In Dallas Daniels, starting to go back to what they knew last year. The bikes that they strayed away for a few rounds, brought it back at Lima, and that's brought back the success that they know and expect.
My wild card has to be Davis Fisher, the 67 bike. He's getting things figured out off of the Indian. Now he's on a KTM. They're getting it dialed in. I think he'll be near the front.
And then you've got a guy like the 44, Brandon Robinson, the veteran in the field. We all expected him to be in this championship fight, taking a little bit longer to get used to the Harley-Davidson compared to Briar Bauman, but at any moment he could grab the win.
Scotty, Colby, I will catch up with you guys a little bit later, but now the question on my mind, who will fill these shoes of Jared Mees on the miles? Since 2017, Mees won 66% of the miles contested. Looking at the active paddock, Briar has won 3, Brandon 3, and Dallas 2. None of them have ever won here at DuQuoin. Now to Scotty with more in the paddock.
Thanks, Kristen. I'm down here in the pits. All this week was the AMA Roof Systems Flat Track Grand Championships. Basically, it's your amateur Grand Nationals. One of these riders over here, Dan Bromwig, do you remember racing as an amateur at the Flat Track Grand Championships?
Oh yeah, I grew up doing this since 2002. My first year here, I won my first race, so I ended up winning the half mile, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, we're definitely having fun, and I had so much fun that I actually worked the amateur grands this year. I did staging, and it's amazing to see all the families and the talent coming up. Some of the coolest races I saw were the vets in the 80s, so they were bar banging all week and coming down to the end for the championships. So definitely having fun being in the sport, not only racing, but just being involved in it. It's just a fun time.
Let's see who else we can find in the pit area. The 67 in the Michigan Super Twins, Dash and Davis Fisher. This week we had the Flat Track Grand Championships right here in town. Do you remember coming to those as a kid, as an amateur?
I do. Man, it's weird, like, coming to this town and, like, it just brings back so many memories. And, yeah, I think my first year back here was 07. I was on a CR85, and, yeah, me and my dad and one of his buddies, Dick Wall, loaded up a motorhome and came back here and rode the amateur nationals. And, yeah, it's cool being back in this town. And we got the camper. We've been hanging out for the last few days, so it's been good.
So as a kid, when you started coming here on an 85, did you ever think in your wildest dreams that you'd be a professional flat track motorcycle racer like your dad?
No, honestly I didn't, but here we are. And I remember the first time we walked out to the half mile. Like, I'd never seen a half mile growing up on the Pacific Northwest, and seeing the half mile in my eyes, like, I'm like, I gotta race this? My dad's like, hold on. We walked over to this mile, I'm like, okay, that one doesn't look as big anymore.
A little less intimidating.
Yeah.
That is Davis Fisher on the 67 bike. He's in our Mission Super Twins class. Let's see if I catch up with one more rider before we get started. In the AFT Singles class presented by Kicker, it's 26, Aiden Roos-Evans. He's from right here, close by home. You get to sleep in your own bed tonight?
Honestly, I do. It's only about an hour away, so it's about the best thing I can do.
Again, amateur nationals have been here all week long. That's where a lot of us cut our teeth. What year was your first amateur national?
Oh, God. Probably back 2010, and then I quit in 14 and came back in 19.
So as an amateur, did you ever think growing up that you'd be a professional motorcycle racer?
Honestly, when I grew up, I thought I'd be into cars. And then I came back to here, and it's more like home to me. My whole family's from here, and I can't say anything better.
What would a win on the DuQuoin Mile be to you? What would that make? How would that make you feel?
Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, I think we're really close, but if I were to do it today, it would be, I'd probably cry at that podium.
One of the local heroes right there, the 26. He's from Southern Illinois. It is Aiden Roos-Evans. He'll be in that AFT Singles class. That's it for the pit walk. For more on the racetrack, let's go trackside with my partner, Colby Carlisle.
Here we are at the DuQuoin Mile today. This mile racetrack races very differently than a lot of the other miles we go to. Typically on these clay racetracks, we'll be around the bottom, racing around the guardrail. Here at DuQuoin, you would not want to do that. There's 4 straightaways, almost it feels like, as a racer. Through the corners, these little short chutes where you're going to have to almost stand your bike straight up for a second and then go back into the corner going out. What you want to do here is almost come in towards the rail, allow the bike to drift up to the middle of the racetrack, right about 10-15 feet from the wall. Then you're either going to decide to arc down towards the rail to make the longest straightaway possible, or you can let your bike just drift around the top of the corner. But that way, you're kind of making a big diamond out of this racetrack. And either way, we're in for a treat tonight. Back to you, Kristen.
Estenson Racing Yamaha's Dallas Daniels currently second in the standings in the Super Twins class. First of all, Dallas, how does it feel to be home racing back in the state of Illinois?
Yeah, it feels good. This has been a super fun weekend the last few years, being able to go Lima to DuQuoin and spend a little bit more time at home. It's kind of a fun week if everybody kind of travels and stays out here in Illinois for the week and get to see some people that maybe you don't usually see and get to race some really cool racetracks.
This could be, from an analytical perspective, the most important race of your season. How do you feel about that?
I definitely, I don't disagree at all. I think this racetrack is going to provide some really good racing, and it's going to be pretty much the halfway point of the year. So it's in our first mile of the year, which we don't have a lot of miles this year. So, Lima was a step in the right direction for us, able to get the win on that first night. It's no secret that we've been struggling these first few races. I know I've been on the podium, but we've been kind of, for lack of better words, getting our butt kicked by Breyer. So it's felt good to kind of be back in the mix, and I think this racetrack will provide exactly that for us.
8 races left on the season. Can you find yourself, and maybe more importantly, can you find your confidence again?
No, I definitely think so. I think Lima was a good boost of confidence for me. We were in the mix, in the battle. We had a great race both nights. The Triple Crown getting that win, and the last night being, coming on strong at the end, but we're still lacking a little bit. And Breyer's firing on all cylinders at this point, and Brandon's starting to find his groove. So it's definitely not any easier not having Jared, but yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Dallas, thanks so much and best of luck this weekend. When we come back, more action out on track in the American Flat Track Series from DuQuoin, Illinois.
The Progressive American Flat Track Series is being brought to you by Mission Foods. Mission Foods has you covered with race day recipes that are too fast, too tasty.
Welcome back to the Memphis Shades DuQuoin Mile. Singles qualifying was dominated by points rivals Drain and Setoff, but behind them, there were some new names atop the leaderboard.
So yeah, we qualified 4th overall. So we're here, we're ready to roll, and I'm ready to surprise some people tonight.
I haven't got that much experience on the miles. I've only raced it a couple times as an amateur, but we got a really good horse for tonight, and we're ready to do battle.
Let's take a look at the AFT Singles presented by Kicker. Highlights from heat number 1. Fanders grabbing the whole shot on the 83. Drain is right there. He goes from the outside. We'll duck into second. And shortly take the lead away right here. The 59 goes out to the front.
Drain immediately tries to break away in this one as he gets sucked into 3rd there, but drafts back for the lead, and that is going to be all they wrote.
Chad Coast was up there for a little while, but off that final corner, it's going to be the 59 taking the win. It's Tom Drain, Fanders second, and the rest of the gang across the line.
I was just trying all the different lines. Now's our time to test, sort of, because we've got the main coming up next. But I just had to use my head, and I just was trying a lot of things just to see if I could get it led to the line.
AFT Singles heat race number 2. Off the start, 75 was there, the 24, but it's Chase Sadoff who started on the pole. He takes him into the first corner. Sadoff from Hillsboro, Illinois. He won here last year. He's got the momentum coming back to this one.
Yeah, the defending Illinois native here winning last year pulls away from Trevor Bruner, and this one is going to be able to break a gap and grab this win in Heat 2.
But I'm pretty stoked. I think this is maybe my first heat race win of the year, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm excited to see what we do in the dash and in the main.
Your AFT Singles starting lineup looks like this. Tom Drain will be the pole sitter. Starting second will be the 88 Illinois rider Chase Sadoff, Braden Fanders from Pennsylvania, and the 21 Trevor Bruner from Indiana. Keep your eyes, though, on Evan Kelleher starting back there in 5th. He finished 5th here last year. 49 Chad Coast has been strong all day. And the 100 rookie starting back there in spot number 8, Walker Porter. Here we go. The 10-second board is up. AFT Singles presented by Kicker. Main event. It is 10 minutes plus 2 laps. 17 of the fastest AFT Singles riders in the world here in Southern Illinois. The first mile of the season. Yamaha, 2 Hondas and 1 KTM on the front row. Watching for the light. Main event number 1 is underway. Fanders with the 83's got a pretty good shot in the first corner. Here comes Sadoff and Drain side by side for second.
Yeah, Sadoff moved Tom Drain up a little bit, and this is what these guys are going to have to do. They've shuffled Drain back to 4th. Will more riders get by him coming off of 2 here? But it's going to be Fanders down the back straightaway. Tom Drain immediately already pulling out. He wants command of this race.
The bikes get up to full song at the end of the front, or the end of the back straightaway as they go off into turn 3. It is the 88 of Sadoff in the lead. Bruner's in second. Looks like Chad Coast is already up there. He's making his way towards the front. So's the 59 bike. They're trying to get sorted out. Here they come. Lap number 1 is going in the books.
I was wondering how long it was going to take these guys to move up the racetrack a little bit. Chad Coast taking advantage of that, but also the 21 Trevor Bruner holding that thing wide open the whole way around, up and around the outside of 88 Sadoff. Along with him is the 49 of Chad Coast. They've got about 5 bike lengths back to Drain now.
Yeah, Drain's kind of stuck in the traffic. He's trying to get his head down. Now Sadoff goes to the lead down the back straightaway with the 88 to the front, the 21 to the second. Here comes Chad Coast, the 49. His running partner, the 24, isn't keeping up with him. He can't wait for him. He's got to go.
Yeah, Tom Drain had so much speed down that back straightaway into the corner, was able to soak it up, but Drain's still running a very low line compared to these top 3, and he pulls out of the draft there, looking to get by at least one of them into 1. Not yet. These guys are drifting up the racetrack while Tom Drain falls in line this time by.
Do you think Drain is worried at all? He's right there behind the leaders.
I don't think he's got any worry at this point. They're still in gasp, and how fast his bike's been down this back straightaway. He's having to pull out so early there.
He's pulling out of the draft early and sets up the inside. His Sadoff lead him into 3. Bruner is there now. Drain is trying to come up the inside, get that 3rd spot away from Chad Coast, and Chad said not so fast.
Yeah, Drain's best scenario here is to get rid of the guys 5th on back. He does not want to have a 10-rider battle for this win. He wants to just be able to deal with these top 4.
It looked like Renshaw may have kissed the front straightaway wall back there in about the 8th.
Whoa, Chase Sadoff up and almost the top of Chad Coast there, got sucked into the draft, ran into his back wheel.
Almost went for a high side wild ride. The 88 does a good job keeping it on 2 wheels. Here comes Fanders now. He's caught the lead draft. That kind of mixed everything up.
Yeah,
Fanders in the lead.
Yeah, Fanders has soaked it up, but it's Tom Drain back to the lead. Look at Chase Sadoff's intensity to try to get back by Tom Drain here. None of these guys can allow Tom Drain to lead this thing.
A very quick recovery, almost crashing going into 1. He's up there in 2nd now.
Didn't take him any time to get his mental straight. Just got sucked in. A simple error that can happen, and right back to the lead. The 21 of Bruner trying to go around the outside. Bruner doing a phenomenal job holding that thing wide open into 1.
We have a 9-rider breakaway trying to get away from everybody else. Here's a replay. Take a look. Watch the 88 get sucked up in the draft, and watch his front end get almost into the back end of the 49.
Yeah, and the 49 of Chad Coast started to go down the racetrack a little bit. He came in with a really wide entrance. You see a little bit of smoke there off of the tires rubbing.
Those tires did definitely touch. The 59 is out front. That's Drain. Here comes Sadoff. Fanders is there. Bruner is there. Here they come into the front straightaway. Chad Coast is still up there. A couple of them reach up and grab a tear if they want to see a little bit better. When you're in the back, it's harder to see. It's also so much turbulence, it's harder to let off those handlebars and reach up and grab that tear off.
We've got 9 guys all in this lead group right now, but this is the problem that nobody wanted. Tom Drain, although maybe not be able to break away from these guys earlier on,
on. Nobody's been able to draft him, but it looks like the 88 of Sadoff has the motorcycle needed to be able to do it. Now he needs someone to come along with him. He needs Tom Drain to get shuffled back more.
Welcome back to the DuQuoin Mile and the exciting finish of the AFT Singles class. Yeah, Chad Coase is right there now. Bruner looks at the outside. Drain leads the freight train. He's staying on the bottom of the racetrack, going into 3. Now they go up the racetrack in the middle of 3 and 4. Drain takes a peek over his shoulder. The 88's there. So is the 21. Oh, no!
Oh, Chase Sadoff grabs Tom Drain's handlebar on the way by.
Just barely. It was a racing move. He didn't reach over and grab it. They touched, though, right?
Oh, he hit. Well, yeah, he hit it with his knee a little bit. Very dangerous move here. Unfortunately, that'll knock a rider down. So Tom, phenomenal job keeping that thing up, but probably going to absolutely infuriate Tom Drain.
Well, can he keep his cool? Can he stay out in front? They touch. Off of turn number 4. Let's take a look at it. Watch the 59, the 88, the handlebars right there. No, it's right there. It's his leg.
It's his boot. So both bikes got a little bit upset, and they both kind of lost control. Chase Sadoff just elected not to back out of it at all.
Wow. What a great save by both of those riders. Sadoff will lead him off of turn number 4. Onto the front straightaway. Sadoff, Drain swings up the inside. Also up there's Bruner on the 21. Is Bruner waiting to lead?
And these guys have had issues before between the 88 and the 59. Tom Drain and Sadoff not the best friends, as we've still got 9 guys in this one.
Yeah, now maybe it looks like maybe 8. Looks like we've lost Walker Porter in this mix. So yeah, it's 8-way breakaway now. Here comes Drain back on the inside. Drain going for the lead. Sadoff goes to second. Bruner, when is he going to make his move?
Bruner's still going that higher line. It's just not getting it done. He's been able to square up, but look at him trying to grab some track there, and maybe the higher line's starting to come in a little bit for Bruner.
It looks smoother up there for sure, but it's just so much further around for that 21 bike.
And we're starting to get triple drafts now. Fanders is working his way. We've got the 75 of Santera. Hunter Bauer gets shuffled back a little bit there. Chad Coase now to the back of the field, and Renshaw's taking his first look at the front.
Yeah, 8-way breakaway. Sadoff has a pretty good lead down that back straightaway off of turn number 2. Here comes the 59 trying to close the gap. There's the 75 of Santero. Fanders goes to the outside. Drain goes up the inside. Drain leads him into turn number 3.
There is so much going on right now between these guys that they're trying to all make it happen, but the guys in the back aren't even able to hold it wide open because there's so much draft sucking them in.
I don't think you even have time hardly to look up and see how much time is remaining. Drain leads him into 1. Bruner side by side with Sadoff. There goes Renshaw. We might lose the draft. No, the 65 left it on way around the outside 1 and 2. He didn't lose a beat. He's so high up there. Off of 2 onto the back straightaway. Drain. Now they're side by side. Here comes Sadoff. Watch out, Bruner. Fanders is gritting the draft going into 3. Fanders got the momentum.
Yeah, Chase Sadoff's riding very, very aggressive right now. Takes a look over at the 59 of Tom Drain. Has to be careful with Tom after what happened earlier on in this race. But look at Tom Drain's getting shuffled back. This is what these guys needed right now. Evan Renshaw may have the most momentum, I'd say, but these top 3 bikes, the 59, the 88, and the 21, have the most speed.
Let's check in with Kristen B.
Guys, towards the end of the front stretch, I'm really watching where Tom Drain is at in the pack and how much he can gain. And one of the metrics that I'm taking into consideration is his weight. For every pound, you're getting 3 horsepower. I spoke with Chase Sadoff. He told me he lost 7 pounds coming into this weekend in an effort to close the gap between himself and Tom Drain, who is significantly lighter. But that will be Tom's advantage on this final front stretch, because for Tom Drain, he's going to be able to push forward where Chase Sadoff may be facing more drag.
Very good point. Drain's a lot smaller than the rest of the gang that's out front. Sadoff sticks it up the inside. Drain trying to shut the door. Here comes Bruner.
There is so much wind getting moved around for those guys that are in the back 4th through 8th right now, but they're not able to make it happen. There's just no room to move around. But these guys, Chase Sadoff, Trevor Bruner, have to be thinking about the last lap. They're not going to be able to beat Tom Drain to the line straight up. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to work together, move him up the racetrack, or Tom Drain, maybe does he have something where he can try to pull away a little bit.
Here comes the 24 getting in the mix. Hunter Bauer goes to the outside on the front straightaway. Here comes Fanders back on the inside. Man, it's back and forth. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, but what we've seen is these top 3 guys are really the strongest in the field. They're the only ones that have been able to draft for the lead. Is one of these other guys going to be able to throw their names in the ring? And that could mess up the whole show.
It could show up. You could mess up the whole freight train. There's 8 of them going for the win here at DuQuoin. The clock is about to expire. It's going to be very close when they get to the finish line. Drain into the corners out in front. He is in command of this one. Sadoff is there. Bruner. Now here comes Renshaw. He's making his way towards the front on that high line.
Yeah, Renshaw's had a really good line coming in higher than the rest of them.
2 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. 2 miles remaining here at DuQuoin. An 8-rider battle for the win.
It's been a while since anyone's been able to get by the 59 of Tom Drain. I thought maybe, does he have something saved in there? Is he riding a little bit harder, or are these guys waiting? Sometimes you can sit there, let Tom think, hey, did I get away a little bit, and then pounce at the last second.
Here comes a 75. Santero swings up the inside. He broke out of the draft a little bit early. Into turn number 3. The white flag is going to be flying the next time by. Renshaw goes back to the high side. Vanders blocks that line and blocks that run. Here they come onto the front straightaway. The white flag is out. Drain leads Sadoff.
Yeah, 1 lap to go for these guys. They've been thinking about the strategy, and here it goes. Chase Sadoff up the inside. Vanders are on the outside of Bruner. Bruner needs to try to get in this thing. Tom Drain looking to make a shot, but no, he's going to elect to back off. Does Drain want to lead or follow?
I think he wants to follow, but we'll see what's going to happen when they get into 3. Will he shut off or will he leave it wide open? It's wide open, it is. Down the back straightaway. Drain takes the lead. Here comes Sadoff. Now Bruner up the inside. Bruner on the 21 trying to get in the thick of things. It's the 59 of Drain. Here comes Sadoff. Bruner. Vanders off the final corner. It's going to be the drag race to the line. Drain will lead the freight train. Here they come. He swings up the inside to the double checkered flags. Who's going to win DuQuoin? Tom Drain taking the win on the 59 by watch out air fence. Drain your winner by 0.020 seconds. Well, they're both pointing. They don't like each other very much right now.
No, they're pretty mad with each other. And
he said, my boot, you're over there. They're speaking. Yeah, they're talking to each other. Maybe they're making plans for dinner. Let's take a look at the start right here in your singles class. Sadoff from the 3rd starting spot. Drain from the outside. Bruner's there, but it was Vanders grabbing the whole shot in the 83 bike.
Yeah, Vanders have been really good on the starts today. Tom Drain gets moved around a little bit, back to 4th through that first corner, but grabs the lead, starts to take command of this thing.
Yeah, it was back and forth between the 59 and the 88 the entire main event. And here they go up into 3 and 4. Watch this touch right here. No, that's a different lap. All right, so we thought that was it, but these two went at it. Here is the drag race to the finish line. The 59 leads them off of 4 and leads them across the finish line. The 59, Drain taking the win. Sadoff is second by 0.020 seconds, and that's what it looks like from the drone up above. Well, let's go down to our winner. Kristen Beat, take it away.
Extending his points lead here in DuQuoin. Tom, what was your immediate reaction when you and Chase caught each other with 4 minutes to go?
Yeah, no, I saw red straight away, and I was just out there. I just wanted to get straight at the front, do everything I could to win that one, because that was dangerous coming off the last corner doing that, but it is what it is. I guess I just got to put my head down, did what I did, and it was good to come out on top. Couldn't do it without my whole Essenson Racing team. I couldn't have done anything without them. All the effort they put in to get this bike running so good for this mile. Thank you.
How fast is your heart beating right now? We can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty worn out.
Well done. Congratulations on the win here tonight, Tom.
This is the incident we almost had coming into 3 and 4. Chase squares off the corner. He's coming up the inside. Drain knows he's coming, trying to hold that spot, and right there, Chase's right boot catches Tom's left handlebar, and Tom's got left foot on the ground, right foot, the flying W they call it, somehow never let off the throttle. What an incredible save.
Are you satisfied with your last lap strategy, though?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I set myself up good, but it seems to me that Tom Drain doesn't know how to go in a straight line sometimes, but that's okay. We're going to look past it and move on to the next. Pretty stoked with how we ended up today. Not what we were looking for, but, you know, we're here. We're back on the podium, so a couple weeks off and then back in Missouri, so I'm ready.
Here's a look at your AFT Singles point standings. Tom Drain now by 20 points out in front of Chase Sadoff. Bruner's still solid in 3rd. Santero had an excellent run. He is 4th, and Renshaw making his way towards the front. He's 5th in points. Bruce Evans, Tadman, Vanders, Jared Lowe, and Hunter Bauer rounding out your top 10.
Trevor, that final lap was a mad dash. Describe the last lap draft and your perspective in it.
I mean, that last lap is always hectic. Yeah, it's crazy. It's kind of scary sometimes. Let's see if we can keep this good streak going.
Trevor, well done here at the DuQuoin Mile. And guys, we talk about a game of inches. Well, this was a game of centimeters. The margin of victory absolutely minimal here.
That was a great race, and we got one more to go here at DuQuoin. Welcome back to the Memphis Shades DuQuoin Mile. Tonight's Dunlop rider profile is Briar Bauman.
this is a mental game a long ways. There was years where I lined up and I'm like, who is gonna beat me? You know, there was Jared Mees, and then there was certain years that it was like, is he really though? I don't think he is. So there was few and far between on those times, but there were times like that. There's years like that, and there's years where I'm like, man, what am I even gonna do? I don't even really necessarily know how my motorcycle's gonna react off the start, let alone the racetrack. So yeah, just trying to build that confidence back up and get back to the who are we gonna race with, because we're feeling really good and we're doing our job right. So.
Breyer had a great qualifying session, proving how strong this motorcycle is. Falling slightly behind Breyer was James Ott and Dalton Gauthier.
We got him working so good through the corners compared to how we were in the beginning of the season that it's a little surprising, but at the same time, I'm like, that's the goal, you know? So I want to be up there with the top guys, and I think we could do it tonight.
Didn't even know I was riding this bike until about a week ago, so it's a blessing that Alan at Racing Unlimited Kawasaki called me up to ride the bike, and yeah, we've been up front all day and I'm pretty stoked about it, but I'm just here to have fun, get some laps in, and get back to my normal self.
Let's take a look at the Mission Super Twins Heat Race number 1. Breyer Bauman had the pole. He started on the outside. Declan Bender starts on the inside. The drag race in the first corner. It's Bauman taking the lead.
But it's Brandon Robinson holding it on and turning down, able to take the lead away from Breyer Bauman this first lap. Look at the run he was able to get there, takes over the lead, but it's the 70 that stinks up the party.
Yeah, he goes from third into second, going into 3 from that final lap, and he's letting it all hang out up on the high side. The OTB Racing Yamaha will lead him off of turn number 4, coming down the front straightaway. He's got a new ride, and he's using it to his full potential. The 70 bike winning heat race number 1.
I think the high line just finally came in. You know, we all been waiting for it all day, and you know, we tried setting up for it, but unfortunately it just wasn't there earlier. But you know, we made some good changes between qualifying and now.
Super Twins heat race number 2. Dallas Daniels on the bottom, James Ott on the outside. Gauthier is there for a little while in the 79 Kawasaki as they buried into the first corner. Daniels grabs the whole shot.
Yeah, and Dallas Daniels takes over the lead here down the back straightaway, but it's going to be Dallas making an uncharacteristic mistake, saves it from the air fence, has to calm down and get back into it.
And they will chase down the 79 and the 19, but the 19 will lead them off that fat last corner. Here comes the 19. James Ott taking the win of heat race number 2.
This thing, they got me such a fast bike today, and I feel so good on this type of track. It's kind of like, got to be on the throttle, not too hard, but you're on it around the whole track going fast, and that's kind of my style. So I'm pumped and ready for the dash in Maine.
Mission Super Twins. Last chance qualifier. The 67 Davis Fisher slips wide early on in this one. He goes up there and rides the air fence.
Yeah, he just lost grip, wasn't able to get it back, but gets it under control, is able to take that thing to the checkered flag, and Davis Fisher will bring that into the main event.
Up next was a Mission Too Fast, Too Tasty Challenge race. Daniels, Robinson, Ott, and Bender. 3 Yamahas, 1 Harley-Davidson. Ott loses power right there right after the start. That will lead to 3 riders. Will Robinson and the Harley-Davidson win? Here they come onto the front straightaway. The 32 will take them and take the $5,000 check.
I'm pumped to be racing in Illinois in front of my hometown fans. I've seen a lot of people here that I love and support me. A big thanks to Mission for putting up the money.
The big check, $5,000, going home to Mattoon, Illinois with Dallas Daniels. Mission AFT Super Twins starting lineup. 2 Illinois riders on the front row. The 70 Declan Bender is your pole setter. 19 James Ott from California. The Yamaha will start second. 44 Brandon Robinson and Dallas Daniels, the last bikes on the front row. Breyer Bauman, our points leaders, back there on that second row with Dalton Gauthier on a Kawasaki. This one's going to be good. All right, let's check in with Kristen Beat with our pre-race report.
Guys, this is a big night for Breyer Bauman. He has a 10-point lead over Dallas Daniels in the standings, but if he doesn't manage this race, if he doesn't manage this bike, his momentum could be compromised. Now, at the beginning of the year in Daytona, he told us his biggest concerns surround the miles and the TTs. The Harley-Davidsons historically had a history of being temperamental. Tonight, this mile will test him, it will test his bike, and we will find out how realistic realizing a 3rd championship could be for Breyer Bauman. Again, this is a big night for him and his team.
And Briar Bauman in a spot that he's been in a few times this year, not necessarily being on the front row, but able to capitalize quickly and get back to where he needs to be on the mile. It's not that big of a deal, especially on the twin. You could be in the lead already going into turn 3.
Well, he started back there in the second row and won once. He started back on the third row and won once this season already. There's 6 Yamahas in this one, 3 Harley-Davidsons, 3 KTMs, 1 Honda, 1 Royal Enfield, and 1 Kawasaki. That is a very diverse field. 6 different brands, 16 riders have made the main event. We got one more to go here at DuQuoin. This is what we came to see. Mission AFT Super Twins main event. 16 riders, 14 minutes plus 2 laps around the Magic Mile. 10-second board walks away. You got Bender, Ott, Robinson, and Daniels, and already somebody has tripped the light, so we shut them back down. And then reset the switch over here. Mission AFT Super Twins main event. 14 minutes plus 2 laps. The first yellow light is on. Second yellow. We are green and the Magic Mile is underway. Into the first corner. Daniels on the bottom of the racetrack. Ott goes to the high side. Here comes Trent Lowe in the 48 Honda.
Bauman with a bad jump back in about 8th place right now, but looking around the bottom, he just takes that, makes the best of it up to 4th. He's about 4 wide off of turn 2 there.
Look who's in second. It's Jared Vandekoy on the 20 bike. Here comes the 3, sneaking to peek up the inside. Now Robinson goes up the inside for second place.
Yeah, the 32 bike, it was the strongest. It won the challenge, so these guys can't allow him to get away, but I just think a little bit of patience after the first lap. You want to be able to get kind of lined up.
Come on, get settled in a little bit. Use that first lap to do so. On the front straightaway, Dallas Daniels trying to lead lap number 1. Here comes a 16-rider freight train. Daniels out in front. Now it looks like Robinson goes up to second. There's Ott in that third spot. Ott has got by Vandekoy.
Yeah, Robinson with a little bit higher of a line there through the center, arcs it down, doesn't make up a ton of ground, but keeping the bike very in line on that Harley-Davidson. You see the 3 bike peeking its way in. Doesn't need to be totally in the front yet, doesn't need to lead, just has to make sure the 44 and the 32 do not get away from him.
All right, let's check in with Kristen with more on James Ott.
In the challenge, he suffered a mechanical. I checked in with his mechanic. They said he just burned out the clutch. They have since replaced it. It's good to go, but something that these riders are going to have to pay attention to. It's hot out there. If they end up having multiple starts, which we hope won't happen, they will have to manage their clutch.
Absolutely. The 32, Daniels leads the Harley-Davidson 44 onto the back straightaway. Daniels on the 32 bike. Here comes Robinson, and now it looks like Ott is there on the 19 bike. 3 of them trying to break away. Here comes the 3 bike up to 4th now, and he can see the leaders.
And look at that, the 67 of Davis Fisher from the LCQ all the way up into our picture towards the lead group. James Ott took a shot at Brandon Robinson, wasn't able to secure the line, the pass, but it's still Dallas Daniels out front.
There's 3 riders breaking away on the back straightaway. That is all gone. Now they're all grouped together. There goes Robinson way up the racetrack. He got kind of pushed up there by the 19 bike. Here comes Briar, now in second.
And look who else is coming along, the 70 of Declan Bender. But Dallas Daniels, what is he going to be able to do? This is a very crucial lap for these guys in second and back to be able to try to get on the backside of Dallas.
Don't let Dallas sneak away. Ott in second, Briar Bauman in the 3rd spot. Now the black and yellow leathers right there in 4th is Bender. Right behind Bender, it looks like Robinson. No, that's Vandekoy. They're getting all sorted out. No, it is Robinson back there in that 5th position.
Yeah, Briar Bauman not able to draft by. He really gets sideways there coming in, skates for a little bit. James Ott does close up the gap onto Dallas Daniels here. Briar Bauman is really needing James Ott to tow him to the back of Dallas Daniels.
I saw Gautier trying the lower line right there. He's running back in 8th, and Trent Lowe is in 9th, so a 9-rider breakaway. We've got a new leader into turn 3. It is the rookie rider in this class. It's the 19 of James Ott. He goes out in front here in DuQuoin.
James Ott has phenomenal speed going into the corner. That's where he's making up a lot of his time. Although he did draft by him down the back straightaway, you see him just so deep into the corner.
A little bit of head shake by the leader. It's out in front. He's breaking the wind for everybody else. Daniels right there. Now Briar sneaks up the inside. Now Declan going to the outside. Dallas takes a look over his shoulder, wants to see who else is coming through.
And then we've got the 67 of Fisher in this lead 6-rider battle. That bike is working right now. It looks like it's got some speed. He's got some extra laps from that LCQ.
And he has made his way to the front from the last chance qualifier. Now he's with the lead group. We got 6 riders who have broken away from the rest of the field. Welcome back to the Memphis Shades DuQuoin Mile. 5 riders still in the lead group. Who's going to win this one? Bender out in front. That's the first time he's been in front of the main event. The 70 bike leads him off of turn number 4. Here comes Ott in second.
Yeah, and Bender sat back there for a while, so maybe he's got tired. James Ott is really, and a little bit of poke of smoke again out of that bike, but that bike has to have some tire wear because he has been running it so hard, where Briar Bauman starting to really bake that thing off, but you see the urgency now from the 3 of Bauman. We've got less than 4 minutes left in this thing.
2 laps. They're going to the 32, sneaking up the inside. Ott takes the lead into turn number 3. It is Ott, Bender, Briar Bauman, Dallas Daniels, and Brandon Robinson. That's your top 5. And they have broke away from everybody else.
Yeah, we haven't really seen the dominance down the straightaway yet out of the 3 bike. He's only been able to make passes, and James Ott moving around a little bit now, trying to start lower. As this race starts to narrow up, these guys are going to try to do different things, but Briar Bauman, there you go, he wants control. He does not want this rookie rider to be out in front of him. He wants to control, and also, he has not seen the 32 of Dallas Daniels. He needs to get away from him, but look at that speed out of that Yamaha.
What a draft pass by the 19 and the 70, trying to come along with them. Ott using the draft to take the lead, but he got a lot more corner speed going into 3. Ott going to lead him off of turn number 4. Now Briar sneaks a peek up the inside.
The number 3 is going to have to be crafty with this one, because he had nothing against that Yamaha down the front straightaway, and he's got Declan Bender there as well, but James Ott has the horse right now. But look at that, the 32, Dallas Daniels back to second. Hits a bump going into 1, but still, Briar Bauman doesn't have the horse right now.
Yeah, and Ott is in the lead, but when Ott lets off going into the corner, a little puff of smoke, so we're keeping an eye on that, as the rest of the riders are as well. Now they're all in line down the back straightaway. Dallas elects to sit there in second. Now Briar around the outside. They're throwing haymakers for second and third. That's the battle for the championship. Ott trying to win his first career race ever in the Super Twins class.
Unless Briar's pulling a Brian Smith. Look at that around the outside. Briar's got some absolute pace right now, but that Yamaha is so fast. He didn't even really need to draft Briar there. Briar's doing everything he can do through the corners, but does Briar have something? Is he holding back ever so slightly?
And I don't know if you hold back at all right now. It is go time. It's under 2 minutes and 2 laps remaining. Ott is so strong on the back straightaway. Here comes Daniels on the 32. Daniels to the lead.
Yeah, and Briar from first back to 5th now, but up the inside. Brandon Robinson finally getting in this thing. Dallas Daniels back to the front. Craftiness?
Maybe. I think it is craftiness, especially for the 44. How hard is it to sit back there and watch these guys right in front of you?
Might be slowing each other down a little bit now because they are doing so much passing. Briar Bauman, is he going to be able to get back to the front? There he goes up to 3rd through the corner. He's been the strongest rider through 3 and 4.
Yeah. Fastest lap of the race, Declan Bender, 3:6.553. 20 laps are complete. We're not keeping track of laps, we're keeping track of the time. Next time by, it'll be about 1 minute and 2 laps remaining. Dallas Daniels comes back to the front.
We almost had the ever so slightly breakaway of those top 2 Yamahas, but Briar Bauman, again, so strong through 3 and 4, immediately tracks them back down. But Briar Bauman has to do something with the 19 of James Ott.
He's got to dispose of him pretty quickly. Under a minute and 2 laps remaining here at the Magic Mile. It is Daniels, Ott, Briar Bauman, Declan Bender, and Brandon Robinson. One of these 5 riders trying to put their name in the history books and win the DuQuoin Mile for the first time ever.
It looks like it's 3 Yamahas, 2 Harleys, advantage to Yamaha down the straightaway, but Briar Bauman and that bike have worked so well through the corner. One guy we haven't been able to see is Brandon Robinson go to the front again. He's just been sitting right there in 5th.
Look at that. The 3 Yamahas now 1st, 2nd, and 3rd as Declan Bender puts the 3 bike behind him. Is Dallas dropping the hammer?
Yeah, I think Dallas has the pace right now, but what is James Ott going to do? He does not have the experience. He did podium here last year in the singles class, but does he know how to race Dallas Daniels with just a few laps left in this one?
The last lap for Daniels, 3:7.284. The last lap for Ott, 3:7.216. Here comes Ott on the 19. The clock is expiring.
The hammers are down right now. These guys are figuring out who can draft who to the line. James Ott trying to get by, not able to finish the job into 3 there. Does he have a good line to the run to the line here?
Daniels off of 4. Big P, the flagman, is going to show him 2 laps to go. Now Robinson, he's going by Briar. That's exactly what Dallas Daniels wants. He wants those 2 to go backwards. And these 2 rookies and second-year riders to get up there and take second and third.
Yeah, but expect Breyer to make a haymaker, but these two Harley-Davidsons passing each other back and forth ever so slightly, losing Declan Bender. Breyer's going to have to run it off through 3 and 4 and just hope for a little bit of luck to try to get on the back of the 70.
Dallas not letting anybody pass him on the back straightaway. He drops to the bottom of the racetrack. Off of tournament 4, the white flag will be waiting for the leader. Here they come. 1 lap to go will be shown this time by it's Daniels. Here is Ott and Bender, the 3 Yamahas in the lead.
What is James Ott planning right now? He's been thinking about it immediately to the outside. He's going to go around the outside of Dallas Daniels. Will he be able to block him off? He does. He gets the bike turn off of turn 2 here. James Ott, is he going to be able to lead this thing down the back straightaway? Will Dallas try to take the lead, Scotty?
We're going to wait and see. It's going to race to the line, but Dallas goes up the inside. Daniels to the lead to the final corner. It is Daniels out in front. Ott in second. Here comes Bender. Could he be the spoiler? Through 3, now into 4. The 32. Feet on the pegs, Dallas Daniels. Here comes James Ott on the 19. Here comes the 70 bike. Checkered flags are out. They race to the line. They spread out across the line. Daniels wins by 0.037 seconds, and he knows it. And Breyer, your points leader, slips back to 5th. Yeah, tip of the cap to the 19 of Ott and the 70 of Declan Bender. They're not used to running up front like that, and they did great.
And a Yamaha locked out on the podium. The Yamaha showed strength down the straightaways. The Harley-Davidsons were there for almost the entire race, just fell off ever so slightly at the end, but Dallas Daniels went from 1st to 5th for just a little bit there in the middle of that race, able to figure it out and hold off the younger riders.
The Progressive American Flat Track Series has been brought to you by the Cat Rental Store, the official heavy equipment supplier of Progressive American Flat Track, and by Royal Enfield, an official OEM partner of Progressive American Flat Track.
Dallas, this was a big win for you and your team at a crucial point in the season.
No, huge. And I mean, not even just the win, just how we felt on the motorcycle today. It was, you know, it's no secret at the beginning of the season we've been struggling a little bit just with some stuff, and it's not been for a lack of effort. Man, my team's been busting their butts so much, and this track, like with the way the corners are and stuff, is something that we've always lacked on the Yamaha in the last few years. That last lap went perfect, and I don't, you know, a mile it hasn't went perfect for me since like I was a rookie, but no, just amazing. Yeah, amazing day. First time I've won a Grand National in my home state. First time I've actually won since I was on a 450, so it's, man, something special. And I unveiled this new paint job today. It's got my grandpa on the back right there, my dad in the middle, and me there kind of racing. I'm a 3rd generation racer. My grandpa started this deal, and he passed away last year. So to honor him, this one's for him and my dad and his girlfriend Diane back home. And, you know, we miss him, and you know, it's just not really much else to say. This one's for him.
A beautiful paint job and a great win for Dallas Daniels and the Essence Racing Yamaha team, guys.
What a ride for the 32. Here's a replay. The 32 getting by the 19 of Ott. Going off into turn 3. The 3 Yamahas set sail late in the race. Daniels controlled the pace and controlled them across the start-finish line. Daniels wins in Illinois on the Yamaha Twin.
His first podium in the Super Twins class. James, on an underestimated bike, how good does it feel to get it done that way?
It feels freaking excellent. These guys do it out of their van. They build everything at home in their shop in their backyard. And shout out to G&G Racing, John and LJ Gronick. They do so much for us. And the bikes are stout. I don't know what people are saying. They're underestimated, but they're good bikes. Yeah, ready for the next one.
James, congratulations. Never overlook the underdog there.
Let's take a look at the results here. Your Mission Super Twins main event here at the Magic Mile. Your winner, Dallas Daniels, by 0.037 seconds over Ott. Declan Bender's 3rd. Robinson is 4th. And our points leader drops down to 5th. Gautier, an excellent run at 6th. Vandekoy, Trent Lowe, Dan Bromley, and Maxwell, your top 10.
2 riders in the Super Twins class, Declan Bender and James Ott, both earning a career first podium in the Super Twins class. Declan, how were you able to get it done out there?
Just started with a good start. You know, we've been fast all day and just kept pushing, you know, first heat race win too. So that was pretty cool, first dash. So it's just been a day full of firsts, I guess. So yeah, just here's to more.
Let's take a look at the points of the Mission Super Twins, and look at that. We have a tie for the lead, 162 apiece for Briar Bauman and Dallas Daniels, 4 wins each. Robinson third, Davis Fisher fourth, Van de Quay's fifth, James Ott, Trent Lowe, Bromley, Whale, and McGrain, your top 10 in the point standings. The Magic Mile never disappoints when Progressive American Flat Track comes to us here in Illinois. Chase Sadoff looking really good. He gets into Drain for just a moment. The drag race to the finish line. It was Drain taking the win. A very unhappy exchange of words right there, but Drain your winner. In the Super Twins main event, what a 5-way battle. It'll be Dallas Daniels completing the Essence sweep. On behalf of Colby Carlisle, Kristen Beat, I'm Scotty Dibbler. We'll see you in Missouri.